Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new here. And in today's video we have OPI's Spring 2025 collection. This is their latest release as of right now. And we have 12 shimmer polishes. Actually no, we have 11 shimmers and we have one hollow. Oof, this is nice. I have not tried these on my nail at all, so I have no idea how they behave. I did put them on Swatch sticks because I wanted to get a feel for the palette and show it to you guys on Instagram. I'm gonna insert it here. It is a very springy palette. It is definitely on theme for the season. So let's get into them. I am dying to see how they perform because I have no idea if they're super sheer or that, streaky or anything. I don't know. I just put them on a swatch stick, which is not really real. You cannot really tell how the formula is on a swatch stick. So let's get them on the nail and see what we have. I'm gonna be doing 4 at a time, and whichever I put on my pinky, I'm gonna also try on my thumb, just because the pinky doesn't have enough surface area for me to really be able to get a feel for it properly. I'm just gonna do that, and then that way it serves as a comparison at the same time, because they're not obviously dupes, but you get, it's the same family. First up we have Hands in the Clouds. I'm gonna be putting the names down here in case I miss any of them. You guys can see it. This is definitely sheer on the first coat, and I'm kind of glad that I do have some nail length that I could show the nail line. But okay, it's very opaque on the first coat, very even. My nails are rigid even though I do have a base coat, but this is, first coat is fine. Let me do it on my thumb just to get a better feel for it. But it seems fine. This is gonna be opaque and even at 2 coats, I believe, I foresee. Now, also, it does have a somewhat of a pearly base. Yeah, it does. It has a pearly base with some very, very delicate micro glitter shimmery things in there. I will be showing you this entire hand in my light that imitates the sun, so you guys can also see how it looks like in what would be bright sun. All right, up next we have Mirror Mirror on the Awe. This one feels about the same, but it has a peachy base. This is the exact color of my skin tone, so it's probably not gonna be ideal for me. And it also feels like it has a pearly base. I will be zooming in very soon here for you guys. Up next we have Beauty School Pop Out. They feel good, guys. They're smooth. This brush has a little, if you can see, a little flyaway there, but the polishes feel fine. They're not one coaters, but I did not expect that. I actually expected them to be much thinner, or I should say more sheer. Keep It Surreal. This is more like a coral. It's showing properly on camera here. Okay, this one is a lot more sheer than the other 3, but still, I think it's gonna build up fine. All right, here we have after a second coat. Now, this nail and this nail have ridges. You can see how that ridge is causing a bold spot there. These 2 nails don't have it, but I also think that this polish and this one might be 2 to 3 coats for a lot of people. Actually, let me try it. I didn't do a second coat on my thumb, but my thumb doesn't really have as many ridges. So it could be just that nail, or it could be both my nail and the polish. So if your nail is very, very smooth and you have no ridges at all, these are probably gonna be fine for you at 2 coats. But if you do have ridges, plan for 2 to 3, or do a double base coat so that the nail is prepped a little bit more and the ridges are evened out, and then you might be able to get away with 2. Now, as far as how the formula applies, they feel good. This one actually built opacity in 2 coats, which I did not expect. I thought it was gonna be more sheer, but on that second coat, it did get a lot more color. Now, these tones are not my colors, okay? They're kind of similar to my skin tone. They wash me out a little bit, so it might be kind of weird, but I think there's a lot of other people, that these colors are gonna be good for you. All right, let's do the greens and blues now. First up, we have Here We Go. This one has a very beautiful color, and you can see that golden shift. It's really nice. Oh, I grabbed too much. Oh man, I have to say the color on this one is great. It does feel a little bit patchy on that first coat, but the color combination is very, very pretty. It looks more like, not more white, it looks whiter on the nail than on the bottle, but we'll see on the second coat it might change. This one is Appointment Confirmed. Feels very much like this first one, but just like the green version of it, so we'll see. This OPI brush is different. Let me show you. It's different. This is shorter. This is a shorter brush. Am I wrong? Did I make this up? No, I most definitely did not make that up. This is very interesting. Up next we have Reality Check You Out. This one has like a springy teal thing, and you can see that blue shift. All right, back to the long brush. I don't know what happened to that green one. Does that mean OPI is gonna be changing brushes soon and they're like testing things out? I don't know what that was, but it's definitely a shorter, wider brush. This, very good, very smooth. Tiny bold spot there, but I think it is the first coat, so let's see. Happy Place, in a weird spelling, I'll put it in the corner. And this one's like a blue purple. You look at it, it could be blue, it could be purple. You put it next to a purple, it's gonna feel blue. You put it next to a blue, it's gonna feel purple. Everything that I'm putting on my index finger is the most sheer of them all. Okay, so this one, it feels like there's a bold spot right there on that second coat, same as here. It could be that I didn't let the first coat dry enough. This one doesn't have anything, and this one actually, surprisingly, built a lot more opacity than I expected, because that first coat was basically a base coat. I mean, you know, not so extreme, but you know what I mean. Let me do a third coat just out of curiosity, because I'm just surprised at how much this one built opacity on that second coat. So on the third, it's definitely opaque. Now, if you guys notice, I'm not doing floats on these, but I am doing a little bit of feathering. So float is when you basically put a tiny, tiny little bit more polish than you would on a thin coat, and you don't put a lot of pressure. You're just basically laying the polish. I do these whenever you have a very rigid nail, or whenever you have a polish that's complicated, and you need to help it self-level, but it has to be a self-leveling formula. Otherwise, you just have a chunk of polish that won't dry and it's a mess. So I'm not doing that, but I am feathering, and feathering is similar, but without the aspect of the added polish. It's just not doing coats that are too pressed down into the nail. So you basically just kind of like lightly feather it. And I do that also in polishes that sometimes need a little bit of help. So I noticed that I am feathering. I didn't even notice that I was doing it until right now. And so I want you guys to keep that in mind. These might take a little finessing. They apply even, and they apply nicely, and they do self-level, but I do notice that I am doing some feathering. I had forgotten to try the one for my pinky on my thumb. It's fine. It's even. I don't even see the bold spots here, but I don't have ridges on this nail, so, which I do here. So there's that. All right, the last set contains the one that I think is going to be the darling for everybody. This is just gorgeous. And I do have a comparison to an Ella Mila color that I think is similar to this, but we'll see. The name is Gaze of Glamnesia. It's a very sheer first coat there. Just gonna take some build up. Is this supposed to be a topper? I don't know, we'll see how it builds up. Surprisingly sheer. I did not expect that. Grape Escape. Probably gonna be very sheer too, yep. Okay, this one is gonna work as a topper as well. Then we have Welcome to Your World. I'll put the name down here. It's not world, like whirlpool, you know. This one feels like it could belong in the set of the first four that I showed you. This is very light, but it does have some tint of purple, so that's why I put it here. But I feel like it could also kind of like, maybe in the second, like it could be part of this set. Anyways, Reoccurring Gleam. This collection is gonna be Skittle Heaven. So many combinations, and they all probably gonna go well together. So this is definitely different, and obviously so is this one. These two are more opaque, like the majority of them. All right, so this is very opaque on the second coat compared to the first one, because that first one I was like, is this a topper? No, it builds opacity. But on 2 coats, I still see some nail line. It's not a lot. Like, look at it here on the thumb. You could definitely see it, but I will wear it like this and I'll be fine. But if you want more opacity, you can just do 1 more coat. And then I'm gonna show it to you guys on my light that pretends to be the sun so that you can see how it sparkles. So cute. This one also built more opacity than I expected, but still you see a lot of nail line. There seem to be like 3 of these, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was this 2, and I don't know. In every set, there's been 1 that hasn't been the same opaque formula like the rest. Now these 2 look great. That's 2 coats. Now, keep in mind, I've been showing you guys these types of formulas on these 2 fingers that have ridges. These 2 do not. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. If you have ridges, these will behave like they did here, where you can see a little bit of a bold spot, or you can see, you know. But see, on these 2 nails that don't have ridges, they look perfectly even. They look very good at 2 coats. Like, I would say they look pretty perfect, and I apply them the same way. So if you have ridges, you just have more trouble to deal with. That's just me on these 2 fingers. It is what it is. There's no problem. Remember, double base coat. If a polish that you want to use is giving you trouble, try 2 layers of base coat or a ridge filling base coat. Sometimes even if it's a ridge filling base coat, you might need 2. Some ridges are more stubborn than others. Don't buff them away. Don't file them off. We can talk about that in another video. I don't want to get into that here, but it's cosmetic. Just cover them and you'll be fine, okay? If you don't have ridges, all of these that gave me some bold spot troubles on these 2 fingers, it seems to me like they're gonna be fine for you at 2 coats. All right, you guys, now that we have seen them all, my favorite is this one. There is no question, you know, we're not gonna forget this polish. Everything else here, I think it was pretty. I think the collection is very coherent. I think they did a good job. It feels springy. It has like all the shimmers that everybody's loving right now. The shimmers, the little flips, it feels as if you're applying powder on your nails without the need to apply powders. So in that sense, I feel like OPI is capitalizing on a trend that they see people love. So nothing wrong with that, even if I am a cream lover. I do like shimmers and all of that. It's just that I prefer creams, so that's still the case. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this collection is pretty, it's coherent. I think they did a good job. And the polishes, formulas are okay. Is it the end of the world, like the best shimmers you've ever seen? No. Is there anything wrong with them? Also, no. They're normal. They're fine. If you like any color, I don't think you're going to have any problem. Just do keep in mind that some of these that have like a somewhat of a pearl adjacent, I should say, base to them might show bold spots if you have ridges, okay? So just double base coat. Thank you guys for coming to my review. Remember that I do have a code with Beyond Polish. It doesn't work just for this collection. You can use it on anything on their website. I do have a couple more things coming. I have the latest Orly collection for you guys. I'm looking in my drawer. I also have the latest Mooncat and the latest Holo Taco. They're very cute, very springy. The Holo Taco and the Mooncat. Mwah. So look out for that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.